Cześć, I'm Piotr, co-CEO of Boldare, and you're watching Around the Product Development, a 25-minute series for modern product builders who want to work smarter, not just harder, especially with AI in the mix. My guest is smiling, but before I take the microphone back to him, I'm going to tell you that in today's episode, we are tackling a problem many backend teams quietly face. We all know AI is part of SDLC now. This debate is over. For engineers, for tech leads, to boards, everyone understands the potential of in impact on speed, cost, and team structure. But there's an uncomfortable truth, in my opinion, that there is still a massive gap between AI demos that we see on various sites and the real world enterprise backend systems, especially in Java environments. Large, long-lived systems, complex architectures, strict performance and stability requirements. So the real question is not should we use AI? The real question is why does AI fail in Java teams? And how do we make it production ready? So let's dive in. My guest today is Maciej Król, senior software developer at Boldare, with I think at least over a dozen years of experience, primarily working in these complex Java-based systems. Maciej has been actively applying AI in real backend delivery, so he's not just experimenting on YouTube, but he integrates it into real production workflows. Maciej, great to have you.
Hey everyone. Thanks for having me here. I'm smiling because you said about the famous YouTube videos which promise us to deliver the multi-billion-dollar companies in one weekend. And I wouldn't say that this is true. You asked why the AI often breaks in Java backend systems, primarily in big major enterprise environments. I wouldn't say that it breaks down in every system, of course, but the truth is that it's rarely delivering the promise magic which people tend to say to us all over the web. They promise that it will change definitely the system you are working with. But we need to remember that the systems which we are talking about here are mostly the systems which are mature, built over maybe a couple of years, which are serving real customers. Often in those systems, a lot of data, like sensitive data, is involved, a lot of money is involved, and it's not only the code line of codes, but it is some knowledge which was built during those years. There is the so-called tribal knowledge between the lines of code, and in those systems, the risk of making a mistake is really high. And it's not only doing something really fast. It's not the real deal. Sometimes it's making something really fast, but breaking things can cost us a lot of money, cost us business. So I would say that the real breakdown is that there are high expectations promised by certain people. And when we meet the real, true, especially when we are using tool without knowledge how to use it, then we can basically break things up.
Yeah, so basically what you're saying is that in a complex systems, I cannot take like 6 terminals with Claude Code and in parallel, just ask it, okay, do this, and then maybe check something else. Because what I understand, these are complex systems, so the context, the tools are not yet there. There is too big context. We as humans, we are a part of this context, like what you describe, and also the cost, which I think this is really good point that you did, Maciek, is that the cost of failure is significant. It's not something like I'm gonna vibe code and I don't know. It's great that I have something after one day of work, but your mistake or your team's mistake costs, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So, okay. So tell us, what is the biggest lie we tell ourselves about using AI in the backend, right? Because you do use AI, right? And
Yeah.
I'm using these generic words, which I apologize, but I'm trying also to relate on opinion of sometimes our clients, right? So we are using the same words and the meaning for us, the interpretation from a different side is different. So what is the biggest lie? And if you use AI, what is the biggest AI lie in backend engineering?
Yeah, so like saying AI, we mean probably different tools and the the things we are using, which was brought to the market lately. Mm, when thinking about the biggest lie, I would say that we are told that we are faster right now because we are delivering the code faster. Uh, But I would say that that's true, that we are able right now to write code really fast. And right now, it's not longer a bottleneck because in the past, I think the real bottleneck was the writing code. It took the significant amount of time to write a code, and it was really a bottleneck. That's why you saw that companies are hiring a lot of developers to maybe multiply it. We know that this is not always the case, that more people you have, the faster you will deliver the code, but you know what I mean. So I think
And
that
if
was,
you sorry for interrupting, if you're speaking about today, you mean that the Java teams are using also the AI to generate the code, right?
yes, exactly. I think right now we tend to say that the code is way more cheaper right now, and we are able to deliver a lot of code in a short amount of time. But if you look at the real production systems, where is the real bottleneck? Right now, at least at the systems which I am working on, the real bottleneck was just moved to the right. So to the code review, to the verifying of those code, which was proposed by the different AI tools. So right now, it's not me spending hours on writing code, but I'm spending this time on reviews, from the building. I'm revisiting what I did with the AI, like planning the execution, planning the uh, designing the solution together with the AI. So this is the work which I'm right now doing, and it's totally different how it was before when I was just writing the code. Right now, I'm rather making sure that the proposed solution is correct.
Yeah, so definitely, what you're saying that there is a significant speed up in writing a code. Maybe generation of code is too much to be used by me. But in writing a code, but another, the software development, it's not only writing a code, right? This is actually a small part of it. And in the complex systems, we still have to understand, and this human in the loop is quite important, important one still. And you have to make sure it's not going wild, especially that there is a lot of information to be processed by a software developer. But you mentioned also that that or maybe I this is how I hear it, that sometimes it can hurt the Java teams or it can slow you down. What are the situations that it can slow you down, this this
Mm-hmm.
AI use or misuse, I would say?
Mm. So I'm reflecting on that quite a lot on like last like these days because when I'm speaking with my colleagues, I hear that our uh, job, like the stuff we are doing, is changing. And in the last couple of months, we turned into being more like from being a creator, so the person who is writing the code, uh, we switched to the role of the like more the auditor, operator, something like someone like this. So basically, right now, what we are mostly doing is auditing the code which was produced, and this hurts in two ways, I would say. So one is that um, you are just fatigued with the amount of code you need to review. And it's also a different kind of review because you are not reviewing your colleague code, like someone else code, where you have you know this person, you can speak to this person, but you are reviewing like the machine code. So you don't feel like connected to that. I don't know if you know what I'm meaning, but this is turning into that you are not collaborating with other people. So it can easily turn that the teams are like deteriorating, like the team spirit and everything is going down and down because you are just partnering with the AI, and that for sure it hurts. And also, I said about this review fatigue. This also can turn into another catastrophe, I would say, that if you are fatigued, you sometimes just say, okay, it looks good to me. Because mostly the code which is generated of AI is, I would say, I don't know, if you set up everything correctly, sometimes it's like 90%, 99% good. But there is this 1% you need to find if you are a senior engineer and you are responsible to do that. And if you are reviewing constantly the code, which is almost right, you can easily turn into this culture. It looks good to me and just approve and ship it. So Java teams right now are really need to be really careful with that to not turn into that culture and into this way of collaboration because it's really challenge to keep this same level of like being responsible for the products for the system nowadays.
Yeah, so this is really interesting. What you're saying is that uh, first of all, AI makes your job lonelier than before, because actually what I see is that you can actually, let's say, talk to AI more often, right? And it can be this yellow duck for you, like we used to call it. So this is, and then this is a little bit unfair as well, because AI is a part of your team, but it is faster than you. So you have to process what it wrote or generate, right? But the responsibility is on you, right? And especially if we are talking about complex systems, I mean, speed is always important, right? But I like you when when you describe it. Would you like to be or vibe AI vibe code your bank, right? And no, actually, we humans in the loop, we humans still responsible that your bank is going to be working and your amount will be at least what you physically have there, right? I mean, I don't know if it's anymore physically, right? It's just the zero ones, but it's interesting take. But I believe that we were still in early days. I think these AI can do still maybe 1 or 2%, or at least 1 or 2% of functions that it can do well. But let's go to Maciek. Let's go a little bit to your like a daily environment, and let's go to IDE. And so, what IDE do you use daily, and how this workflow changed because of AI? Is it still? Can we still call, or do you use IDE? Can we still, call it development environment, or is it still editor?
Yeah, so definitely I'm still using IDE, even though that I have the IntelliJ IDE integrated with Cloud Code right now. I'm running Cloud Code in the terminal of my IDE. And this is like, for me right now, the best setup I achieved. I was experimenting with the AI IDEs like Cursor, but for my like Java mainly focused projects, I use IntelliJ. And the IDE in the last month turned for me into the partner, like the sparring partner of what I'm doing. So right now, every time, basically, when I'm looking at code, together with me, the AI is sitting together with me and also looking at the same stuff I'm doing. So I can ask my IDE, let's say, let's simplify it, what he thinks about the code. If I'm unsure about something, I can ask. I can ask for if I don't understand something, some complex logic, to just explain it to me. I can like say what's my intent, what I want to do. So right now the IDE is basically my partner, so I can compare it to the pair programming. So I'm just pair programming with the IDE right now, and this is a continuous loop. So I get the feedback about my code. But at the end, I'm the operator, and I still do what real engineers do. I need to challenge what the IDE suggests. I need to compare. I need to check the alternatives quite often because not simply not the first solution is not always the best solution. So that's how I use the IDE. I think basically right now I'm not just writing the solution down there, but I'm designing the whole solution in the IDE. So like before we maybe go to the whiteboard, we were designing the solution. Right now I think everything is done in the IDE.
Okay, So these are the real gains I can see. Is there any other gains that you see with working what we called here at Boulder in AI enhanced way?
Yeah, so I mentioned it before that right now in the IDE, I don't have this moment what I should do next and um, how to start something. So basically, this problem of the cold start, so-called, let's say, is removed because if I'm about to start on assessing some error which happened, and I have a stack trace, I can immediately go and ask my partner what he thinks about it. And quite often it is faster in finding the place where I should look than me, myself, especially if it's a major system which I am not able to know like every place of it. I don't have it at my mind. I would need to look myself. But the AI tools are better at such tasks, like finding the code base. So that's giving me some starting point in a lot of tasks, where of course sometimes it's maybe a bad starting point, but quite often it's a good one. So that's a good example when there are real gains. And different ones are what I observed is, and it's quite obvious because it was before the AI era, it was also the same. So if you are working in a well-designed and documented system, you are able to easily add new features. And it's the same like with the AI. If you are working with the AI tools in the well designed and like with the good architectural patterns, you basically can add new features quite fast because AI is not losing the context because it's like good patterns are across whole code base. It's not like in this, we say, big ball of math legacy monolith where you open one service, it is written like this. You open another one and it's written completely different. Then of course the AI is losing track. But if you are working in the well-designed system, then scaling of such healthy system is with AI really promising. But of course, this is like conditional, as I said, and I need to emphasize that you need to have a really well documented and well-structured system to be able to see these real gains.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Because
Oh, that's
because if the sorry for interrupting, because if the system is already a mess, the AI just will be a multiplier of this mess.
yes, exactly. It all depends on the operator and what kind of environment. It's not a magician, right? So, yes, of course. Okay, let's dive in for a while uh, to the cloud code, right? So there is a person who's maybe he or she didn't touch Claude Code in this large or complex systems. What do you think Claude Code makes better, and still what is pro and con of Claude Code in this kind of environments as of today? Of course, tomorrow can be different.
Yeah, so Cloud Code is quite an advanced tool right now. It's giving you a lot of opportunities. Still, like on the day one, if you have first contact with this tool, it will depend uh, mostly how your code base is structured. That result you will get. If it's a small code base, well structured, probably the cloud code itself will be able to map the context and propose something. But um, the bigger the context, the bigger the system is, you will need to put more effort into guide the Cloud Code, the tool, any other tool, I would say even, to make some good things with it. And right now, Cloud Code is super fast. And basically, as I said before, it multiplies what you already set up. So if you don't put your time into setting up some skills using the hooks, if you will not spend time on like learning how to use it, write the documentation of Cloud Code. I know I'm talking right now obvious things, but this is a tool like any other, and you need to understand how to use it. So if your team, you still need the engineers, so your team needs to be like know the tool. And what is my take on it? Basically, if the people which are using it will not know how to do it, you will not see real gains from it.
Okay. Thank you very much. The last question, Maciej. AI native, right? Which is for me SDLC, which is designed with the AI in mind, right? Like a partner, or maybe like one of the let's say the first force of software development. Is it achievable for existing Java systems, or we should think from your perspective, or we should only think it is greenfield fantasy, and brownfield systems, large systems are not the way to think about AI native?
This is a very broad question, because we would probably need to think about what AI native actually means. But I personally understand the AI native is that the system is designed in the way that it is easy for the AI agents or any other AI tooling to work with it. And we put emphasis on that AI is able to work with it. And is it easy to turn legacy system to be AI friendly? I would say not. It's basically the technical debt. And the question would be, is it worth to do that? Definitely for the greenfield project, it will be easier, but it would require you to have skilled engineers to do that, because it will not happen like magically without some well thought architecture, well thought documenting of this system. So I would say it, as I like to say, it depends. Is it worth to turn your legacy system to be AI friendly, or maybe it's more worth to start from scratch?
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much, Maciej. Thank you for sharing your insight. It was a very interesting talk. I wish we had some more time. And to our viewers, if this conversation made you rethink how AI should work in your Java backend, here is the next step that we offer. Book a focused 30-minute expert consultation, maybe with Maciej, where we look at your release systems and delivery constraints without a hype, as you heard. Just a practical guide on introducing tools like Claude Code, but also different ones safely, and trying to identify gains and avoid production risk, which is one of the things we sometimes are forgetting in this subject. So email us at business.boldare.com with suggesting a date and a challenge, and we make sure we're going to reach you. Maciek, thank you very much for this 30 minutes.
Thank you, Piotr.
It was really great to have you. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
See ya.